She loves me, she loves me not. She loves me, she loves me not. Woo! The fuckery! Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little harsh. Your girl Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? We are reviewing Married at First Sight, season number 9, episode number 13. She loves me, she loves me not. Listen, I thought today was this episode was the episode that we would be having our decisions on, but we still got some more to go. So that's good. That's good. So when the episode airs, it's 5 days to D-Day, decision day. They are leaving the cabin and discussing, you know, how things went, how they feel. And Liz says that this should be a tradition that they do in the same cabin every year. Okay, but what she didn't say is, all y'all ain't gonna make it. This ain't a tradition. We can't continue a tradition of the same group of people unless we're going to have our new spouses, girlfriends, wives, husbands, boyfriends, whatever, be there versus who's here now. She didn't say that. Anyway, after leaving, the way they feel, Liz she says she feels closer to Jamie, okay? So it was a success. The trip was a success for her. Greg says it was a success as he talks to Deonna and says that he feels like that they are a good example for the couples. Okay, I like it because I would agree. They are showing what healthy communication looks like. I don't know about physical intimacy, but whatever. Amber, as always, is fucking doughy and doe-eyed like a deer and hopeful that Matt really means the things that he's saying. So right now, as we talk, I want you guys to think about this so that you can answer this for me. What are things that they should be considering as they go into these last few days and helping in their decision making? Like, what should they be considering? Let's talk about Liz and Jamie, okay? The toxic couple. Quick little background. Everybody's meeting with their friends and their family as we come to decision day, you know, just so they can talk things out, get other people's insight and opinions, you know. So now let's talk Liz and Jamie. We see Liz, she meets with her mama, Dreama, I like her name, for a little afternoon delight, little lunch, little drink or something. And Liz asks, you know, when her mom asks her about, you know, what she thinks she's gonna do or whatever, she said, I'm just trying to figure out if I can get over some of the things that Jamie said and did. And if she can deal with his emotional reactions forever. She then asks her mom what she feels about Jamie, and her mom gives him a great compliment. Says he's a southern gentleman, that he's nice, and he's set in his ways just as she is. I mean, once you get a certain age, I mean, but they all in their 20s, right? No. One or two of them in their 30s. Whatever. Late 20s, early 30s, you do become a little set in who you are. But being married, one of those C's is compromising. Communication, commitment. I had to do all 3 of them for y'all because, you know, in case we forgot. Her mom also says something that's very profound that most people don't realize. If you've never been married, you don't understand it because you think it's supposed to be all flowers and sunshine and rainbow and roses and perfumes and shit. The first year is the absolute hardest because you are bringing 2 people with 2 individual personalities together under one roof to make things happen together. You get to see who people really are when you live with one another. You see things you didn't know after you've been dating for 2 years. Yeah, I didn't know this nigga was like this. I didn't know he was dirty. I didn't know she didn't wash out the tub after she took a bath. Like, you find out stuff that irritates you. First year is the hardest because you're doing a lot of compromising and it's just been you as an individual. You are adjusting to your life. Jamie decides to meet with Liz's best friend versus one of his own friends to have a conversation. So he meets with Mario. Mario seems like somebody that would be friends with Beth. Beth, I said it. Mario straight out the box says, how are things going between the two of you? And that pregnant pause that came between Jamie answering and what Mario asked was very telling. Mario said, well, that's not good, because if things are going great, you open up your mouth immediately and say things are going great. When they aren't going so great and I'm talking to your best friend, baby, I got to stop and think about the words that are about to come out of my mouth, because I might say some shit like she's a materialistic bitch. Like I might say some shit like she's inconsiderate. Like I might say some shit that is hurtful and might make you want to jump across the table and hit me in the throat. So I better choose my words carefully. That was what that pregnant pause was. He did say that she was very contradictory. Like she's not this sexual creature, but she'll say shit like, your penis was made for my vagina. Listen, fellas, any fellas that's watching, we say shit that makes you feel good. She doesn't like having plain vanilla sex. Your penis might be perfect for her vagina. However, it might be an ego stroker. It might be something so that you could do better. It might be something because we say things sometimes when we want you to hurry up. And that could be that. So you can't take everything we say in the heat of the moment or in the process of giving compliments as law. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. We say some shit. At least I mean, listen. Anyway, that's too much for y'all. Because Jamie expresses that, you know, sex is an issue. Now, I love that Mario broke it down to him, saying that him and Liz are two different people. You guys are trying to get to the same goal, but going about it differently. As her friend, I'm letting you know, and I think this way too. I mean, most women would say that if we're not connecting outside of the bedroom, there's no way that I'm going to connect with you inside the bedroom. There's no threading the needle. If we are not connected outside of the bedroom, if we're fighting, if we're fussing, I don't know how many of you would agree with that, but I definitely do. And if you do or you don't, let me know why down below in the comments. For me, if my mind is not in it, because sex is 80% mental, if y'all didn't know, it's only 20% the act. So if I'm connected to you with that 80%, you can get it. It's gonna be good. Okay, that 80%, I'm gonna be all in. I think we talked about this already. And for him, Jamie, Mario has said, for you, sex is the way to connect the two of you together. But you guys need to find some kind of healthy boundary, because this shit ain't working. So they go to dinner. They look nice. Liz is giving really great compliments to Jamie. You know, because she's really trying to make an effort to be different. At least that's how I'm seeing it. She talks about how he's an amazing person and how she likes that he calls her out on her shit. And that's what she's needed. Like, I commended her for that, because that fucker Jamie does not know how to give a compliment at all. Which one of y'all said he was a narcissist? We've been saying he was a narcissist, but which one of y'all said it last week because he's a narcissist? Because I know me and Janice always say that he is a fucking narcissist. He said, you know, he really feels like that he came to the show so that he can know what it's like to be in a healthy relationship and not be centered and not let things get to him and not be so emotional. Well, Jamie, sir, you fucking failed. You failed your reasons, because the relationship that you have built with Liz is very toxic. It's not healthy for either of you, and your ass is a fucking volcano. You blow up at everything. Or maybe not blow up, but take things out of proportion. Because you don't raise your voice, but you definitely belittle, demean, disrespect. That is you. Somebody should tell you. So, of course, I don't know why Liz would ask him this. Like, sometimes I feel like she invites him to be an asshole because we know he's an asshole. How do you feel about decision day is what Liz asks. And baby, she's shocked by the shit that he says. He talks about his concerns, one of which is to be able to stick to the boundaries that they set for themselves. That he walks the walk and doesn't posture, meaning I do exactly what I say. I don't pretend that I'm all this stuff and then don't follow through with it. Like you, Liz, like you say you're this sexual being, but you're really not. Blow to the heart, the head, and the vagina. She's like, you know, that goofy kind of body language she got, because I always want her to sit up. What? Like, No, he says you're not a sexual being. And not only one time, he said it 2 times. And then again for a 3rd time. Was there a 4th time? I don't know. But he said it enough so that you could understand that he really meant what he said. And you didn't try to negate it, or, you know, all you said was, is that what you really think? But it makes me go back to what her friend said. If she is not connected to you on the outside, she's not gonna, her body is not gonna work and want to be, you know, this sexual goddess for you in the bedroom. It's just not gonna happen if she feels belittled or talked down to. That's what belittled is, duh. But if she feels less than or disrespected or, you know, unwanted. He says, I think this was in his confessional, that he said something about she wants to be sexy and look sexy, but isn't. She just does it because she needs the attention, the validation. And I was like, well, I mean, everybody needs to be validated that they're beautiful, that they're wanted, that they're loved, that they're sexy. I mean, I don't. It just oozes out of my skin. I get tired of people saying I'm sexy and not that I'm beautiful. Like, I prefer beautiful over sexy. Okay, this ain't about me. This ain't about me. He also says he feels like he was led on. That she led him on. How? Oh, because your love language is physical touch and you want to fuck all the time, and she don't want to fuck when you being an ass, when she feeling down and belittled and smaller than. Oh, so that's why you feel like you've been led on. Okay, so what, is he gonna say no now, y'all? The way he talking makes me think he wants to say no. It's the day before decision day, and you know, now they have to separate one night before, and I really think you need more than one night, but one night before you have to separate, and really kind of gives you some time to think about your decision without the distraction of your spouse. Okay, y'all, let's talk Deonna and Greg. So we see Pico again. Greg sitting with his good friend Pico, you know, looks like birds of a feather, because we already know that Pico is very rational. Greg said that he had been praying that God would show him something one way or the other, and some examples of proof that, you know, this is the right place was that she is opening up more, she is sharing, showing she cares by, you know, like asking about his day and really listening and being more vulnerable. We don't get to see none of that. Okay, yes, she has come quite a mighty long way. But we don't get to see all this stuff that he's talking about, like when the part from, you know, coming home from work and, you know, her listening to his day, etc. Like, I want to see that too. He said, he tells Pico that there are still, you know, some difficulties. For instance, the biggest one that he keeps talking about, even she talks about, is the fact that he likes to share. He likes to talk about his emotions, where she doesn't, where she focuses and wants to open up about negative things but not positive things, which is a no. Like, so it's okay to express that you don't like something, but it is also equally as important, Deonna, to show that you do like something, that I like this about you. I love it when you massage my feet when I come home because I've been in these heels all day. I love it that you give me some time because I drive. This is me talking to my future husband. You giving me some time to unwind, letting me have a few minutes because I'm wound up from work. Like, don't be on top of me as soon as I walk in the door. I know you miss me. Like, listen to that, future love, okay? Give me some me time. Maybe I'm gonna get home before you, but if you get there first, back up off me. I mean, it's got to be something. You got to share the positive with the negative, because I'm sure enough to tell you that I didn't like it when you. Pico looks at him and tells him, like he told him before, what if shit doesn't change? What if it stays the same? What if? Because there is no guarantee that she is going to continue to progress on this path of opening up and being more vulnerable and sharing. There's no guarantee. So what if? And I didn't write this down, but I remember him saying something to the effect of that it irritates Deonna because he's so analytical, because he overanalyzes. He's an overthinker. It irritates her. And Pico asked it wasn't because of her trust issues, and he said, I believe so, that it's part of her trust issues, because he overthinks. But I mean, the two don't correlate. Now, her not opening up is her trust issues for sure. But him being an overthinker is just her being annoyed. And, you know, she's probably one of them people that get to it. I'm one of the people like, don't take me around the world and like, listen, because you won't be able to find me. Okay? Because I can't. Get straight to the point. What are you trying to say? Stop trying to sugarcoat it. He also says, you know, I'm concerned that I won't know how she feels once the experts leaves. She says all these things to the experts and everyone else about how she feels about me and how she's growing and how she likes me and likes this about me, but does not share those things with me. I'm the important one. That's what I hear. You should be sharing this with me. So what happens when they go? Greg, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Y'all need to go get some individual therapy and then some continued couples therapy so that you guys can figure out how to effectively communicate your thoughts, emotions, feelings, and ideas with one another. Pico did ask Greg, so what's up? How is the intimacy going? He was like, that's my wife, man. I don't want to talk about my wife like that, man. But I'm going to tell you this. It's an A+ right there. I get an A+. She has no complaints. Y'all get that impression? Do y'all get that impression? Somebody. I don't get that impression. Because as a woman, when we connect with someone sexually, we begin to trust them more. We get to we share more with them. So yeah, I don't know. We see Deonna, honey, with her real friends. Like, her friends are giving her real reactions. Her friends, like, that's how your friends be. Like the one girl, y'all still making out? I don't know which one it was. Jasmine, maybe? I don't know. Y'all still making out? Like, or have you moved forward? Y'all still making out or have you moved forward? Deonna was like, we've crossed that bridge and it was good. They was like, oh shit, she giving us information we didn't even ask for. Which says that she is very closed off and personal even with her friends. She's giving us information that we didn't ask for. So she said that it was good when they crossed that bridge. So at least they lined up with that. But I mean, I don't know. I'm still looking like, where's the wow factor? She tells her friends, I guess she tells her friends that some days she's confused and some days she knows exactly what she's gonna do. And that he says a deal breaker for him is her emotional closed offness. Is that a thing? That's what we're gonna call it. Her inability to communicate her emotions. And she tells them, y'all know that that's not me. That's not what I do. That's not who I am. I don't like to share. I'm not all emotional, but you know why you're not, Deonna? Because you haven't been in a committed, serious, dating, any type of relationship that means something in 10 years. So you haven't had to share anything with anybody but you and God. And write it in your little journal, child. I don't know if you have a journal, but that's probably all you've been doing. She did say that she doesn't like that he overthinks. And I'm going to tell you this. The reason he overthinks is because you're not sharing anything. If you would give him information, if you would provide some data for him to feed on, he would not have to overthink and go down the bunny trail, the rabbit hole that you were speaking of. It will not be Alice in Wonderland where he is dreaming and making up and imagining shit. It will be your real thoughts, and he wouldn't have to overthink how you're feeling, because that's really all that is. The reason why he overthinks is because he has to try and infer how the hell you feel. Girl, bye. So it's the day before decision day, or a week before, whatever, how many days it's before decision day, and they decide to hang out, right? They go to shoot some pool down in the community room, and guess what? He got some wine and some cheeses and shit. Really made it nice for them to just kind of be playful and relax, not make it so intense where it's over dinner and shit, but it could be fun. And as they're playing pool, he's all like, let's make it interesting. For every ball you sink in, ask a question that I have to answer, and vice versa. So she, of course, is super competitive, and she is, hitting balls in the holes without a problem. Her first question is, what do you like about me? And listen, Greg could probably say a million things that he likes about her. He's probably been, as we know, he's a complimenter. And he's been pulling back from that. So he could probably say a million things that he likes about her. This time he said that she's playful. I mean, he's playful. She's got a playful side. That's really nice. She hits the ball in again, and she asks, what's your favorite moment? He was like, my 1 month anniversary. Okay, that's when he really got some. Okay, I think they got some. She got some. He got some for her birthday, but I also think he got some for that 1 month anniversary. And that 1 month anniversary, it was good, because that was something memorable. Because all they did was go out and eat octopus. I mean, I've eaten octopus. I eat sushi. I eat all kind of stuff. So it had to be something more than just the octopus, the adventurous side of her bringing it out of him. Like, yes, maybe they're adventurous in the bed. I hope so. So listen, my camera went out. So it's a whole new day and a whole new outfit. This is why sometimes it takes me a long time, because on top of that, I got frustrated, got an attitude, and was like, let me go to sleep. Okay? It is what it is. But let's finish up Deonna and Greg. Now listen. Finally, Greg gets a turn to ask a question. And he says, tell me one thing about me that you like that you have not shared with the experts. See, it's a big thing for him. It's a big issue for him. He talked about it with Pico. He said, what's going to happen after the show? What's going to happen after the experts? What is going to happen is you are going to have to go and get couples counseling and individual counseling. Because as you can see from her response, I like that you sometimes let me be the big spoon. She still cannot express herself the way that you would want her to. I don't know what it is with her and Iris, but they have problems communicating effectively, like really understanding what is being asked of them by their husbands, okay? And it was just a catalyst to more destructive, upsetting, dejected, disconcerting, disheartening responses from Deonna, because guess what? He asked her, do you love me? Kiki, do you love me? Are we riding? Say you'll never ever leave from beside me. Okay, whatever. But he asked her, and guess what she said? Long ass pause as she thought and mulled over it, trying to figure out, what did she say? I don't know. Now listen, it's only been 8 weeks, and I get it, Deonna. There's no real way to show or know if you have love for him. Like, if you love him, I got nothing but love for you, baby. It's different than I love you. However, you need to express that, because there's something about him that you love. You may not love him totally, but you love something about him. So you could easily say, I love how kind you are. I love the way you make me laugh. I love how understanding you are. I love how patient you are. I love how you give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Because it's A+. They crossed that bridge. She ain't got no complaints. See, the thing is, we need to learn how to communicate. He's saying to you what he needs to hear. So you need to figure out what those things are that you really like about him, that you love about him, that are things that are making you want to say yes. And say those things. I mean, y'all can tell me if you think I'm wrong, because me saying I love the way you care for me, I love the way that you make sure I'm okay, that all my needs are met. It's not me saying that I love you, but I love something about you. And those things will collectively turn into I love you, Greg. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's talk about Keith and Iris. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that made me. Let's talk about sex. Unfortunately, Iris does not know how to communicate anything as it relates to sexual intimacy, okay? Emotional intimacy. She don't want to talk about it, but she needs to figure it out, and she needs to figure it out quickly. All right, so we see Keith first, and he is sitting with his mom. He looks just like his mom. I have not said that before, but I'm saying it now because I always think it and I wrote it down. And he is questioning whether or not she is his soulmate, if she is the one that he wants to be with, and that he is still on the fence because he is unsure about how he feels about her, whether or not this is the woman for him. And he said it before, that it's just not really enough time to make that kind of decision, as to say if this is the person he wants to be with forever, ever, forever, ever. What he does keep saying is that she is an amazing person. She is an amazing woman. But there's always There's always a pause, because there's always some type of doubt in his mind about the decision that he's going to make ultimately if he stays with her. And I always think there's always a but with everybody. But like Pico said, is it something that you could live with? And this is one of those things that I don't think that he knows whether or not he could live with or not, because she ain't never been intimate. I'm going to have to teach somebody how to do something. I know that it should be, to some people, it's a very minuscule part of a relationship, but it is really a huge part of a relationship. It is one of those things that binds you. When they deposit into your spirit, it binds you. You connect. Anyway, let's keep going. He actually opens up and verbally says that a huge part of his concern is the sex. That she's 27 and she can't even talk about it emotionally. Ding, 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 ding. We've been saying it, right? We've been saying it. It's a problem. So the mom asked him something that mothers would ask you. I mean, I'm a mother that would ask my son, though, well, but what about sex? Like, those are the conversations that I have with my 23-year-old, and I pray that as Kingston matures and as he gets older, that he opens up and wants to have those kind of candid conversations with me. Because I'm a woman. Before I was your mother, I'm a woman. Before I'm your mother, I'm a woman. Before I'm anybody's wife, I'm a woman. So I can relate and I can help you decipher some things. And I'm gonna ask the questions that you think you don't want to share with me, because you see, he is apprehensive about sharing the one thing that's really bothering him about Iris, and that is her sexual maturity and her not having sex. He should have just said it, but it's a hard thing, I guess, for some people. I guess it would have been easier if he was talking to Pops, right? Anyway, mom asked him, do the differences outweigh the similarities? You know, they have the same morals, the same values, you know, they have a lot of similarities, but the one thing that's really holding him back is that sex thing. I mean, let's just be honest, and he really needs to be honest with himself too. Like, remember I asked y'all, what are some things that they really need to consider when they are considering their answer for D-Day? Mom asks him point blank, what if her answer is different than yours? So what if you say no and she says yes? Or you say yes and she says no? How will you deal with that? And he said, plain and simple, I have to accept whatever answer she comes up with. I have to respect that and honor that. And really, I think that it's something that the two of them should be discussing. I mean, there's times when the people aren't together, and it's one of those things that they could be like, well, we could say no, but we could still date later on. Right? Like, we could say no and we could build something from here. You know what I'm saying? We can make sure we're both making the right decision. I'm thinking about that for all the couples. So we see Iris and her mom, and I guess that's her best friend, come to visit. And really, Iris's conversation just seems really pretentious to me. Really like, what did Jamie call it? Posturing. She's talking out the side of her head about what she thinks it should be versus how she really feels. That's how I see it. So she flat out tells her mother and her friend, listen, I'm absolutely sure about my decision. My answer is yes. Period, point blank. I feel like I've been open and I've let you see vulnerable Iris. I've put my secrets out on the table, and I'm thinking to myself, girl, what secrets? About you swallowing the coin? Girl, you it's like dating somebody that's like 16. Not even that, because at 16 I was mature enough to have the conversation with people. I'm just saying, and I'm all like, so you feel like you've given him the real Iris? Like, I'm gonna say that we got to see that you were controlling, but I don't think that you were really open and vulnerable with him. I think you still had your representative there. Like, you didn't show your fears is what you should have did. And one of your biggest fears is, if after I have sex, is he going to still love me? Am I going to make the right decision? Is this, like, that's a fear of hers. That's why she holds on to her virginity like she does, because I really feel like it's a fear for her. Like, I won't have this badge of honor once it goes away. Once I give it up, I no longer have it. And I'm afraid you won't want me anymore. Like, it's a thing. Y'all, do you agree? Let me know down below in the comments. I have some notes here and I really don't know what the hell they say. But I do know her mom asked about consummating the wedding, and if that was an issue. I know that she asked Has she thought about the negatives, the don'ts, the, you know, the what ifs? And Iris said what we knew she would say, because she's married for marriage's sake. She's married because it's the right thing to do per the Bible. She's married and she doesn't want to get divorced per the Bible because it's a sin. Well, so is gluttony, so is lying, you know what I'm saying? So is adultery, so is fornicating, you know, so is lying. You know, all of these other things are also sins. So listen, I'm sure you've committed one even though it hasn't been fornicating, right? And in this eye-opening conversation that she's having with her mom about consummating the marriage, you know, she says, we both agree that when it happens, it'll happen. We're not gonna rush it. So you telling me, he said yes, you say yes. So 8 weeks and 5 days, homegirl, you ain't giving it up. You're not opening the cookie jar. You're not letting him put his hand in there. No fingers or nothing. Let him see what the chocolate tastes like. No? Then this ain't gonna work out. You go on to say you would be devastated if the determining factor is sex. Well, sex is huge for him. You saw that whole box of condoms was empty, girl. You'd be foolish to think otherwise. Then she said some shit about, I put a lot of energy into this marriage. And I go, where, girl? Where? Show me where. Where is this energy that you have expended in this marriage? They say stuff and I be like, well, maybe I was taking a break. I went to the bathroom. I got me some water. I went and got me some more chips. What was it that I did that I missed that key pivotal moment in their relationship? I didn't. Because I be rewinding. And I know y'all gonna get me all the way together. Get me straight down below in the comments. So do that for me, because she put a lot of energy and effort into this marriage. But where though? Somebody give me one example of all this energy that she has expended into this marriage. Child, let's keep going. So her friend Jasmine says, well, what do you think he's gonna say? How do you think he's gonna feel? What is his reaction? What do you think his decision is gonna be on D-Day? Iris, in the la la land that she lives in, okay, she's over there with the fucking caterpillar smoking some shit. You remember when Alice goes and she meets the caterpillar and he's smoking out of that pipe? Honey, she didn't inhale because she says she has not given him a reason to say anything but yes, that he shouldn't say no. Give me a reason to want you back, because you haven't really given him one. Yes, it's like you guys are brother and sister. Now, I'm going to just skip ahead a little bit. When they are separate and they are having the night before the decision day, he does say he misses being in the bed with her. He's used to her being there. So, I mean, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. But I'm just being realistic. I'm going to be on the other side of this. He's still a young man. He's still in his 20s. He's still fucking like a jackrabbit. He's still trying to get it, honey. So their last night together, they're having dinner together. They're at dinner. They're conversing, and Iris begins to say that she's anxious about D-Day, about what is going to happen next, what's in front of them. Keith asks her, well, how do you think things are going? And he replied that they are compatible in every way. If I was going to be married to a stranger, then this is it. Okay, then this is the stranger I would want to be married to. Okay, that's cute. I like that. But again, he's not being honest with himself, and he's not being honest to her. And it is doing them both a disservice at this moment. And I'm kind of wondering, as they're watching it at home, what their reactions are. Iris asked him, is my virginity still a concern of yours? Now, I don't know why these people, Iris and Greg, like to set themselves up for this kind of failure and humiliation. And he tells her, yes, it is still an obstacle for me. It is still a concern for me. But I feel like that wasn't enough. I think he needed to express it more, that it goes beyond just physicality, that it's also emotional maturity as it relates to your sexual self. Like, you can't even have a conversation without being uncomfortable about it or being nervous or unsure. So he's doing himself a huge disservice. He did tell her, I was hoping. Here's the key. He said, I was hoping you would be more comfortable with me and really open up more with me. I was hoping. Hoping is the verb that he used. And she goes on to say that she has been. She feels like she's opened up more. And I'm all like, she missed it. Because he said, I am hoping. I was hoping. I was, past tense, hoping. I was hoping. And you say, I feel like I've opened up more. He's telling you in his verbiage. He's telling you in his verbiage now that you have not. That you're still closed off. I don't know, maybe I'm reading that wrong, y'all. And if I am, you guys just set me straight. Because I don't think I am. I was hoping, and you have. I'm glad. He would have used a different choice of words versus hoping. She missed it. To be so smart, she missed it. She is detached from him intimately. Maybe she's asexual. I just really, because when I was looking up LGBTQIA, I didn't know what I and the A was for. I mean, I knew that they had added the letters, but I didn't know what it was. And so maybe she's asexual. Maybe she does not have any sexual attraction. Maybe that's why it's not a big thing for her. I'm just saying. Nothing has made her juices flow. Because let's talk about these. I don't know what to say. Let's talk about Matt and Amber, because I wasn't going to say nothing nice. I told y'all I didn't like Matt, and I still don't like Matt. I still feel like Amber is just confused about what she wants, what's best for her, and who she is as a person. I think she needs to fall in love with herself. Let's just get that out the way. She really needs to fall in love with herself and figure out what it is she wants for herself so that she's not searching for it in someone else. It's just as simple as that. So we see Matt sitting with his friend Devin, and they are having a full-on PC conversation. These are the conversations that he's having with the homie at the house. He is saying she's annoying as fuck. It's getting on my nerves. She too clingy. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have did this. That's what I'm looking for. Stop giving us these same 4 answers. If y'all pay attention, whenever he's talking, it is the same 4 or 5 answers that he gives. Matt, if you would just be honest with all of us and say, this shit wasn't what I wanted it to be. She is not who I wanted. Y'all chose the wrong person. I don't like her. This ain't gonna work. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna say no, and I'm wasting her time, your time, and the viewer's time. We could have been past this already. I don't know. I mean, I thought that there was some hope, but I fooled myself. I knew better because I didn't like Matt. I knew when he left and wasn't there overnight and had that girl crying all night like that. Okay, so I was saying that he should have said, but he did say in his confessional. See, this because it's been so long since I watched it. He did say that she was clingy and he does not want to be with her all the time. Let me tell y'all something. They're only 8 weeks, and if I really like you, I want to spend all my time with you. I want to soak up your energy, learn as much as I can about you, smell your hair, smell your clothes, have the way you look etched and smell etched in my brain. Like, maybe I'm crazy, but maybe I'm not, because it's the last day before decision day. Okay, and they are a lot alike in a lot of ways, but he is definitely a visual creature. I think if she looked differently, if she was more quote unquote exotic, whatever the fuck that means, if she was taller, if she wasn't so needy, I think that if he was visually attracted to her, I think that they would have made a great couple, because they have so much in common outside of him not really liking the way she looks, because really that's his issue. Y'all said it. He liked black women. He liked exotic creatures. He probably would have been in love with Liz. Absolutely. So they like to set themselves up. I keep saying that because Amber said, well, what do you like about being married? At this point, he should have said, not a damn thing. I don't want to be married. I don't like it. I don't want it. But instead, he said, someone that, you know, that you can come home to, someone so you're not alone and you can go grocery shopping and some bullshit like that. Someone who can support you and that'll have your back. You know what I said? Get you a fucking dog. Put your dog in the fucking carrying case and then go shopping with you too. Somebody that'll be excited for you when you go home, get you a fucking dog. Matter of fact, get you a lap dog, because that's all Amber is. One of y'all said it and it's stuck in my head. It's the truth. Get you a dog, Matt. You don't need no woman. You can keep gallivanting around with everything that got a hole between their legs, honey. Get you a dog, because they loyal too. They'll be there to support you too. When you sad, they're gonna crawl right up under you. Get you a dog. The fuck? Matt had the nerve to tell her we make a good team. Where, Matt? You broke her heart all through these episodes. And then when the cameras wasn't on, you wasn't even there. So it's the night before decision day, and she leaves and she decides she's gonna go stay with her BFF Raven. And Matt repeats himself about the same shit about how he's feeling, but that ain't what we want to talk about. We want to talk about when Amber goes over to Raven's, right? And they sit down and we're going to get right to it. And Raven says, I don't know how to tell you this. He hears that she's still hopeful and that she's desperate for this relationship. And he just tells her, I don't know how to tell you this, but I was down to the bar. That's in Funky Dineva's voice. I was down to the bar. And I saw Matt with the girl, and it didn't look good, and they left together. And baby, if that wasn't enough to have her fucking leave him alone, and for her to say no, I don't know what is. I'm gonna just say she's just super foolish, because she is in full-on tears, and they are not fake tears. We know that this is still reality TV, but there is a lot of truth in what's happening. And I'm gonna just tell you this, my heart broke for her, not really because it was coming. We knew it was coming. We knew that he didn't care about her, but she really was hopeful for some shit that she knew was never gonna happen. I really think that her tears are the realization of the fact that I've been playing myself, hoping. They keep using this word hoping. I'm hoping because I actually know the truth. I'm hoping because I know that he's not here. He doesn't want to be around me. I'm sad every day. He leaves me alone. He doesn't spend quality time with me. Listen, when he left with that woman, that was when he decided to take sex off the table with Amber, because he started fucking the new bitch. I'm just gonna be honest, that's how I see it. Y'all can see it differently, but that's how I feel. I feel like when he took sex off the table, that was after the second time he had been gone, and he had started fucking somebody else. I can't be swapping vaginas. You know, I don't care what nobody say. Bacterial vaginosis, swapping them vaginas and shit like that. I don't care how much you washing. I don't care. It's nasty dicks out there, and he probably got a nasty dick. Listen, and as Amber is sitting there and digesting the information that Raven just provided, and she's boo-hooing the ugly cry and gets up and says, I don't want to do this. Before that, she was still saying she really wants this to work out. Like, and I just was saying to myself, like, Father God, in the name of Jesus, let Amber run across one of my videos and decide that I want to watch them in their entirety, totality, from beginning to end. Let me see what this girl has to say, because baby, here's what I got to say. When this is all said and done, hopefully you've decided that you went and got you some therapy, because you need to learn how to love Amber first. You need to see what it is about Amber that you love. You need to date you and really understand what it is that you want for yourself, what your needs and desires are, what your wants are, what makes you happy, and then start dating someone else. And don't compromise on what your desires are for the sake of wanting to be in a relationship. Whatever these insecurities you have, you need to get to the root cause of whatever decided, whatever that thing that turned you. What you keep talking about your mom leaving at 7 for the lesbian relationship. Whatever it is, you need to figure it out so that you can love yourself and you can be healthy and whole alone without someone else, because a man does not make you. Takes a lot of us a long time to figure that out. You still young and you can figure it out quickly because you're smart. Listen, that's the entire episode, okay? Like, she loves me not. If they talking about Amber, Amber still loves him. Amber is delusional still, okay? And so I had asked you early on, what is it that you think that they need to consider before decision day? What are some things that you would say? I'm gonna go right on with it and just be like, you need to be selfish and consider yourself. Consider all your own wants and needs and desires. And no one is ever going to fit everything, check every little box. But the things that they do check are things that you can't live without. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that bothers you is stuff that don't mean nothing, that's insignificant, that you could work around. But you have to check the boxes that are important for you. What is it that makes you tick? Is this some shit that's going to annoy me 5 years from now? Hell, 2 months from now? What is it that I want for my own life? What do I need? Are they headed in the direction that I'm going in? Like, was I happy at any moment? Can I see myself with them? Like, what things would you say that they need to consider? You really need to look long and hard at the shit that you don't like about them and determine if that's some shit you can deal with forever. What makes you happy? Do they make you happy? Y'all, I could keep going on and on and on and on. I better stop right now. I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of Married at First Sight, season number 9, episode number 13. She loves me, she loves me not. Don't forget to tell me what you think down below in the comments. Let me say this. This week is a bye week. We're going to call it a bye week like it's football. But I feel like we should go and we should revisit the original, you know, the, what's it called? Episode 00 where we're introduced to the couples and they pick the couples and see if they really matched what they said. Also, are you guys watching Love and Marriage Huntsville? Would you like me to review that? Would you like me to review that and be on time with that? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Lastly, if it's the first time you visited my channel, you should click the subscribe button. You should become a ray of sunshine. You should also be clicking the notification bell so you're alerted of videos when I upload them. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video. I know this is probably long. I love y'all.